welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Sacred Union energy update. It feels like it's been a while. It's only been a week, about a week. Energy is shifting very, very quickly, and the month of May was interesting, to say the least, energetically. There's been a lot of changes, there's been a lot of shifting, there's been a lot of transformation within the self. If you're feeling this energy, this is union energy, and you might not be able to understand it yet because you might not be seeing it in the physical, but this is union energy within, where you are clearing out the old to bring in the new, really coming into wholeness and balance within yourself. I really encourage you guys to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, where I cross post. I try to cross post as much as possible to my community tab here on YouTube as well. But I'm always trying to put up some mini readings, some written channelings for you guys as well whenever I can't get on to do these deeper in-depth video channelings. Things are calming down for me as far as my own physical world. Coming more into balance, coming more into alignment. So I am going to be stepping back into a regular schedule again. But even when I had the quote-unquote time, the energy was such that I was just called to rest. I was called to take care of things in my physical world. I was called to just be outside in nature. I went for a couple of hikes and walks, just to be. And it's because there's so much that's happening energetically that our physical bodies are needing to rest in order to integrate, in order to catch up. I'm not prepared to talk about everything that's been received right now. Stay tuned to my sister channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connections. We will be going through, I feel like after the new moon, I feel like the new moon that's coming up, it's the 29th and 30th, I believe. This new moon in Gemini, really pivotal for us. I feel like it's anchoring in all of the energy from the eclipse season that we experienced and this Mercury retrograde that we're in. There's this anchoring in energy that's coming from this new moon. So if you were releasing, if you were reflecting, if you were reviewing, if you were just going through some shifts and changes, some misalignment, some balancing, if energy felt, even though you felt good and happy and peaceful, the energy might still have felt very different. I'm going to use the word different. For some, it might have been a struggle. For some, it might have been difficult. For some, it might have been just a call to rest more. Well, that energy is going to be feeling a little bit more even. May was a very highly impactful month. And so we're really anchoring in that energy. So I feel like the new moon is really going to be about integrating all of that. So I feel like we'll be doing some channeling, summarizing all of this energy going forward over the next couple of weeks, so make sure that you're staying tuned to that. But tonight, what I want to do is just check in on the masculine and the feminine energies. And it's interesting because as I've been called to rest, I haven't even been called to check in on the energies. It's like our focus is solely on ourselves. It's not about our counterparts. It's not even about us and our ascension. It's just about our being. How are we interacting in our physical experience? How are we interacting in the world? I've been channeling that 2022, this year, has all been about embodiment. And that's part of the shift that we have been experiencing. It's not just who are you in a spiritual sense, but who are you as a human being? We are human beings here having a physical experience. And so we are in the physical form. And we are learning how to, through the ascension process, we are learning how to be that sacred soul self, be the embodiment of love, that higher level of consciousness in the physical form. And I feel like that's really what we've been anchoring in. And so that's where, for me personally, I've really been called to just kind of step away from the channeling for a moment to really integrate everything that I've been learning. There have been initiations, there have been tests, little things. It doesn't even have to be with your counterpart, but little things in your own life where you are seeing your self-mastery, where you're seeing your self-empowerment, where you are seeing your ascension. You are seeing the actual shift. And that's what the initiation is. It's saying, have you integrated this? Have you anchored this in? Have you embodied this lesson, this experience, this ascension? And You might have experienced what I like to call initiations. You could call it trials, you could call it tests, but I like to call it initiations, which is just about, have you really anchored in the lessons, the experiences, the shift into this higher consciousness, into this higher perspective. And so for me personally, I've been kind of called to not even, for me personally, it's been a very interesting experience. I'm finding myself really focused on my world, where in the past, um, I don't want to say it like this. I want to say it like, in the past, my divine counterpart was always, always, always there at the forefront of my mind. And now it's almost like he's still there. I'm still feeling connected. I'm still feeling that unconditional love, but it feels very much like he is a stranger. It feels very much like he is a part of my past. Like that's very old energy. And I think it's because I've really stepped into the new. It feels, I was saying this to a friend yesterday, it feels like I've been reborn and reincarnated into this new and higher version of myself. I feel like a new woman. And I'm using the word woman, and before he would have used the word girl or, person, but I feel like a new woman. And it feels like my experiences with my divine counterpart, even living together, feels like a past lifetime now. It feels like that was a lifetime ago, even though it was just several months ago, even though we just saw each other a couple of weeks ago. It's very strange what's happening. Now, there's no resentment there, there's no animosity there. There is just unconditional love and gratitude for the journey, and an excitement for what's to come, whether that's with him as my counterpart or not. There is just this pure release and this pure just love for the journey itself. It's a new feeling. Well, I want to say I've been feeling this on and off for the past several months, um, but it's a peaceful feeling, because I feel like I personally have really stepped into a new energy, that honors him on his journey wherever he goes. And so that's how I know it's this unconditional love. It's wherever he is going, I feel that gratitude for having loved him and having known him, and having received the love that I did from him. Right now, it feels like there's this separation energy. Um, but it's not separation, it's that perceived separation. When I say separation, I mean individual paths, moving along your individual paths, going on your individual journeys right now. But there's still that connecting energy. There's still, I still feel him, but it's not with the need, it's not with the desire that I had before. It's with a sense of peace, it's with a sense of gratitude, and it's with a sense of love, as he goes on whatever journey he chooses for himself. Um, I'm going to talk about that again in depth because there's a lot that needs to be covered. There's a lot of understanding that's been received. So I'm going to talk about that over on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections over the next couple of weeks. So make sure that you're staying tuned and subscribing over there. But today I just want to kind of check in on the energies again and see what's going on. So you can feel free to take this for a counterpart connection for you and your divine partner, or you can take this for your own journey, for your own inner masculine and feminine energy. So take it as it resonates for you. Or take it as both, because remember, your own inner masculine and feminine energies, if you are in this kind of sacred connection, then it's just pushed out into another being. I talk about that a lot, and we're going to go over that in the Twin Flame workshop that is going to be coming up hopefully this summer. Hopefully in the next few weeks I will set a date and let you guys know. So that's another reason to make sure that you're staying tuned, especially to Instagram and Facebook where I cross post. All right, so let's see what is going on in this connection right now. And part of the reason why I also wasn't able to channel a whole lot was because there's so much that is unfolding that we're not meant to know, especially as divine feminines. Divine feminines have been very in tune to this connection and to this journey from the very beginning. She has seen the big picture. She has had this understanding of how it's all unfolding and why. And if she doesn't understand it in the moment, then she receives clarity. That's the gift of the divine feminine. For some, you might consider it a curse, but that really is the gift of the divine feminine. Divine masculine experiences the journey in a very different way, but is learning how to trust the guidance and the intuition and the understanding that the divine feminine receives. That's what the divine masculine is working on. They're beginning to trust and honor the feminine energy, or they have been learning how to trust and honor the feminine energy and how she sees things from a bigger picture. She has this innate understanding of the soul's perspective and why things are happening energetically. The masculine energy is very physically grounded. So over the past couple of months, however, especially the past several weeks, there's been this, I don't want to call it a veil, but it's almost like there's been the, yeah, I'll call it a veil. That's what they're saying. Don't worry about semantics. So we'll call it a veil, where it's almost like we can't see too far ahead. They're saying this has been so that you focus on your own sacred path without worrying about what your outer divine masculine is doing. And this is helping you to anchor into your own inner masculine so that you can receive that stability and trust of your own inner masculine, so that you can build that relationship with your inner masculine, that foundation with your inner masculine. And as you do that, it's actually going to be building that foundation, that stability, that trust back with your outer masculine. Now, that could be your outer masculine, the person that you thought was your counterpart or that is your counterpart. Or it could be a higher level soulmate that's coming in who has that same frequency of the conscious masculine. Because remember, your outer masculine has their own journey to go on. And for some, that is not, how do I say this in very delicately, it's not going to be with you at this time, at this point, because they're going through their own process. The physical person is going through their own process, but you're always in union. You're always making the same choice together. So even if it looks like your masculine is choosing something differently, it's because you both on a soul level are deciding that there's something else to learn outside of the physical connection, that there's something else for you to experience outside of the physical connection. So if your person, for example, if your person is deciding to not enter into partnership or commitment or relationship, then that is for you to meet other soul connections, same frequency as you, that higher frequency, because you have shifted so high that you're inviting in that higher frequency connection. But it's perhaps because you have things to learn in relationship and your person has something to learn by being by themselves. But it's the same decision. You guys at the very core are making the same decision of learning kind of apart from each other. On the reverse side, there are those of you who are going to be coming into physical commitment, partnership, and relationship with each other, with your person, because that's what your souls are deciding, because that's what you're both choosing. You're both choosing each other. So if you're not choosing each other in the 3D, that it can trigger you and allow it to trigger you, because that's just showing you more. It's an opportunity to dive even deeper into why that's triggering you. But keep releasing that attachment, because on the soul level, it's all happening for a purpose. It's all happening for your soul's evolution, for your soul's expansion. That is what this journey is about. It is about expansion. It is about ascension. It is about higher ways of being. And so with you and your counterpart, you are always learning together and growing together. So we'll talk a little bit about that in depth. I'll give more examples in some upcoming channelings. If it doesn't resonate with you right now, just, allow yourself to release it. If it's triggering you, allow yourself to sit with the energy, see where it's triggering you, why is it triggering you, do that shadow work. Or allow yourself to shift into the higher timeline or choose differently. Allow yourself to really decide for yourself, what is it that you choose? What timeline do you choose? That is your power. Nothing I say is cemented for you. You get to choose. What resonates with you is truth. You get to choose what timeline you choose. You get to choose your life. That is your power. So trust that and remember that. Okay, so that being said, there's it's almost like there's this split that's happening. There's many different choices that are being made within the collective. So you know where you are. Trust where you are. Trust what you are receiving for yourself, okay? All right, so let's see what's going on here for the masculine, the feminine, and the union energies. I'm going to get a couple shuffles first. Divine masculine, please. What's going on for the divine masculine? Divine masculine, sacred sexuality, accessing the unified field. I'm going to talk about this for a minute because they're asking me to. So what's happening is the divine, okay, so a couple of messages here. The divine masculine, especially those who are in the male archetype, let's put it that way, had looked at connection, relationship, and sex as a whole as something to be attained, but that wasn't sacred. It was very physical. There was a disconnect between relationship, commitment, and themselves, and sex and themselves. And so what's happening is they're starting to understand all of it as one. They're understanding the union energy. They're starting to understand the sacredness of this. And this is because they're accessing and honoring the feminine energy within them. When they were cut off from the feminine energy, when they had distorted views of feminine energies, when they were not allowing themselves to express their emotions, their intuition, or not trusting their intuition, not trusting their guidance, when they were in a very distorted masculine or toxic masculine template, they were cut off from their own sacredness. And then when they were cut off from their own sacredness, they were not allowing themselves to access the full energy, beauty of connection. And so now what's happening is they are beginning to really understand what sacred sexuality is, that Hieros Gamos energy, the merging energy, and the beauty of merging with another. The beauty of connecting deeply, intimately, vulnerably with another, of expressing oneself with another. This isn't just about physical sex. This is about the energy. This is about allowing yourself to be emotionally vulnerable, emotionally open, that heart chakra opening. So they're really beginning to anchor in to new understanding about themselves, about connection, and about sacredness and what that means. Divine Feminine, please. What's going on for the Divine Feminine? We have spiritual awakening, shift or be shifted. I feel like remember when I said that I feel like I've been reincarnated? I feel like I've been reborn again, and like the past feels like a past lifetime. It doesn't even feel like it's this lifetime. That's this energy. Feminine energy is going through a massive awakening, another awakening. Remember, we don't just go through one ascension. We don't just go through one awakening. There's layers and layers. That's the beautiful spiral that we experience. And that's what's happening here. Divine Feminine is really opening to new layers of herself, new levels of herself. And this also feels like there's a spiral. You see that? And it in the center there, that spiral. And this also feels like union energy. Again, that balance between the masculine and the feminine, that wholeness within. That's this energy here. This is, I'm hearing the completion. So it could be the completion of one level of yourself, the completion of a transformation, the completion of a cycle or of a phase of your awakening. But there's this completion that is happening where she has shifted entirely into a new version of herself. And what I'm getting, they're drawing me back to the past several years, the past several months. You've been going through this transformation. This is that completion energy, so that you're anchored and embodied into the new version of yourself, and you go forward from there into the next. Interesting energies. Union energy. What's happening in the union energy? Holy Grail code. Receive the gift. This is that Ace of Cups energy is what I'm receiving. And actually, I'm getting a very specific message. Look, the bottom of the deck, you have Twin Flame. Everything is possible. So what I'm getting, when I first started reading tarot, I received the Three of Pentacles, and they said to me that that was a Trinity energy. It was the one pentacle and then two pentacles at the bottom to make this triangle. And then the further along on my ascension I got, they brought new understanding to me. And they showed me the Three of Cups as more of an indication of that Trinity energy. There's a merging here. When you have a triangle, there's still some separation here, because there's point 1, point 2, point 3, and it's still some kind of separation. They actually showed it to me like this. You see, it's like 1, 2, 3, there's still some separation, when in actuality it's like this, but not even like this, because this is still separation. It's completely merged. And so as I was trying to more readily understand this, they brought in, okay, they said, Susan, the Three of Cups. So they said it's two cups, the masculine and the feminine energy, each holding a cup, each in your union energy, each in your wholeness, each in balance. Each cup is filled up. That's what you've been doing on this ascension journey, filling up in your own sacredness, your own awareness of yourself. When I say awareness of yourself, I mean awareness of the soul of yourself, remembering the divinity, the sacredness of who you are, the wholeness of who you are, that you don't need to take from another in order to fill up on yourself. Because you only do that with God's source. You only do that with the universe. But when you both have your cups filled, then you can beautifully share that energy in this beautiful exchange, this harmonious, free flowing infinity sign. This infinite, free flowing, and exchange of energy. They showed it to me as this infinity sign that I'm making here. And so what they said was you have the two cups, the two of cups in tarot. And with the third cup, it pours into the one. And that one chalice is the universe. It's God's source. It's the mixed and merged energy. And so when you have water, and when you have water in one cup and water in the other cup, and you pour it into a third cup, what happens is there's no determining what came from the one cup and what came from the other. It's completely merged. It's completely harmonious. It's completely blended. It is complete with God's source's energy. That is the Trinity energy. That's what's happening here. It is the understanding of the union code. I had a reading and a light language transmission called the Unity Code. So just do a search on my channel for Unity Code and it'll come up if you want to learn more about it. That's what this is. It is the beautiful merging of energies in that union. So that is what is happening now. And I want to say that this is all this higher level ascension energy. This is what's happening energetically in the physical. It might look a little bit jarring. It might look a little bit more difficult. It might look a little bit illusory. But that's where you're called to have faith and feel into your intuition and trust in what you're receiving energetically. We cannot look outside of ourselves for what is within. It's what's within that creates what's outside. Okay, that being said, let's find out more what's going on with these counterparts. So what is the Divine Masculine experiencing right now? What's the current energy of the Divine Masculine? Current energy for the Divine Masculine, please. Current energy for the Divine Masculine. We have distorted energy. Focus on your heart, not your head. Divine Feminine. The uprising. We're all connected. And the union energy. What's going on for the union? Storm warning. Responding and reacting. Something unexpected is going to come in and change everything. There's going to be a shift, and I really feel like there's this a shift within the new moon. So I'm not necessarily feeling like it's conflict. I don't feel like it's going to be like that. I just feel like it's going to be something unexpected. The storm warning card is giving me this energy of the tower, which the tower can be like a shakeup, but we tend to fear the tower. Don't fear it is what I'm hearing, because that something is coming in unexpectedly that is going to feel like a breakthrough. Let me see if I can get anything else about this storm warning. The joy of spring, new beginnings. So it could be a new beginning that's coming, something new that's blooming, something unexpected. And here on the bottom of the deck, we have Yang, Rise of the Divine Masculine, and we have communication, bridging confusion and clarity. So that could all be related here to this breakthrough, to this something unexpected that is happening here. I'm going to pull these cards out to the side here. So we're going to start with the Divine Masculine. We have distorted energy. Focus on your heart, not your head. And what I feel like this is clearing energy. You see how they're kind of in prayer. You see how there's so much energy that's happening here. And this really feels like there's like roots that are being created, rooted in, that like this network of roots. I feel like clearing the distortions, clearing the old templates, new understanding, especially with us accessing the unified field, this is new understanding of the self, new awareness of the self. This is crown chakra opening. This is new clarity that they're receiving. This is your person's going through, this masculine energy is going through a major, major transformation and expansion. And I know we say that all the time, but again, that's what happens on the ascension journey. There are shifts, there are transformations, there are expansions, there are openings. This is what ascension is all about. Your person is in the middle of this, and it might feel like a tower moment for them. It might feel like a dark night of the soul for them. But what I'm really getting is there's a clearing that is happening. There have been a lot of thunderstorms in my area, a lot of rain that we've been experiencing, and I feel like it's no coincidence, because that energy really comes in to purify and clear all of the old, especially when you think about like summertime, when you think about like really hot, muggy weather. And when there's no rain, things get dry, things get brittle. And then the rain comes and it nourishes, it replenishes, it cools the air, tempers the air, purifies everything. That's what's happening here. There's this real clearing energy that's happening here, and it's clearing the distortions. So I really feel like your person is anchoring into their heart space. I feel like they might even be in prayer. I feel like they might even be in prayer about this connection. I feel like they're heavily thinking about this connection, heavily thinking about their divine feminine, because they're accessing their feminine energy within them, by which I mean they're accessing their heart. They are really tuning into their heart, perhaps even for the first time in their lives, allowing themselves to trust their heart, allowing themselves to really feel the emotions that they're feeling. And that is actually what I'm actually seeing is like, it's almost like it's creating a new version of them. What I'm actually seeing is like this, anchoring, rooting into the earth. Like, it's like new roots are growing. The old had to be uprooted, the old had to be supplanted, and now new roots, new healthy roots are growing. The uprising, divine feminines, you are in your warrior energy. You are not taking any shit. This is this energy of just, you know your place, you know your place. You know that you are here and now. You know that you are where you're meant to be. You know that you're on the path that you're meant to be on. You know that you're trusting your intuition and not letting yourself deviate from that, or not letting anybody influence you from that path or from your intuition. You are just in your sacred energy. You are in your divine energy. You're in your place of self-empowerment. This is also the rising of the feminine energy. And again, the more the masculine trusts the divine feminine energy and honors it, the more there's this union energy that's coming together, the more there's this unity consciousness that's taking place collectively. And so I really feel like the divine feminine is, what I'm hearing is bridging many gaps. So this could be within yourself, this could be within the collective, but there is this uprising of feminine energy, this change that's taking place for the feminine to really step into her place of power. Now, when she's stepping into her place of power, that does not negate the masculine energy. That's the old paradigm. That's the old fear of distorted masculine energy. That is, the feminine rises, it's going to supplant or take away from the masculine. No, this is the feminine rising to take her place rightfully beside the masculine, and the masculine recognizing the gifts and the beauty of the feminine. And the more that they honor each other in that perfect balance, the more unity consciousness is created. That's the purpose of your connection. That's the purpose of this ascension, is to recognize the oneness within yourself and the oneness with all. And so what's happening here is divine feminine is really embodying and stepping into her place as the divine feminine. And then again, the union energy, something unexpected that is going to create some kind of breakthrough, new beginning into this new level of higher connection, higher heart ascension, and higher connection. Okay. Divine masculine when it comes to this connection. What's going on with the divine masculine when it comes to this connection? What's going on with the divine masculine? Ooh. One more card, please. Getting a couple of different messages here. One more card. Oh, yeah. Remember when I said that the divine masculine is really focused or feeling the connection of the divine feminine? He's really, really feeling, he's in his feels, and he's been in his feels for quite some time now. Really feeling the energy of the divine feminine. I feel like the divine masculine, again, feeling his feels, even feeling romantic towards the divine feminine, wanting to come forward, wanting to communicate with her and express himself, express his emotions, but he's holding himself back. He feels pretty much like it's very interesting energy. It's like, I'm surrendered to my emotions. I know what I feel now, but I don't know how to come forward. He feels a little bit stuck. Again, he surrendered to his emotions. He knows what he's feeling. He knows that there's so much love there for the divine feminine, but he feels stuck. He doesn't know how to take action from his intuition. He doesn't quite know how to move forward towards the feminine. He's seeing you in your divine light. He's seeing you in your beauty and your power. I also feel like he's recognizing where he made mistakes in the connection. I do feel like he is recognizing the role that he played and taking accountability for himself. He's very much aware where he kind of missed the boat on the connection, where he, again, made mistakes, where he faltered, where he fucked up, for lack of a better word. I'm just going to say it as they're saying it to me, where he fucked up. So there's some regret and some remorse that they're moving through, and that might be why they feel a little bit stuck, because they don't know how to get around that. Hearing that they don't know quite how to forgive themselves yet, and they don't believe that the feminine is actually going to forgive them. And there's some fear that's cropping up for them. There's some fear around taking action. And so what they're doing with the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck is they're trying to build their own stability. They're trying to prove to themselves that they have what it takes to, number one, create a life for themselves, but number one, create that space for the divine feminine. They were not able to offer anything to the divine feminine because they didn't have that stability within themselves, whether that was with finances, whether that was with self-worth, whether that was something material, whatever it was, they felt like they were lacking in comparison to the divine feminine. And that's why they either pulled back or pushed away the feminine energy because they were not connected to themselves. So they didn't know how to connect to the divine feminine. They felt like they were lacking in some way. So they might be building their resources, they might be building their finances, they might be building their material world, but it's all related to stability within themselves that they are creating now. So what's happening is they're feeling so much love, and they're finally allowing themselves to become aware of and admit the love that they have for this connection, for their divine feminine. Again, it's because they're beginning to love themselves, or they are loving themselves, but they're feeling a little bit, and so they're surrendered to their emotions, they're surrendered really to the connection, but they don't know how to take action and move forward towards it as much as they want to. They're feeling a little bit hung up, for lack of a better word. They're feeling a little bit stuck as far as how to move the connection forward. They don't feel like they're going to be received by the feminine, and perhaps they won't. You know, there's a lot that occurred between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, but that is a fear that divine masculine is going to have to overcome and prove. If they're a divine masculine in that energy, divine masculine energy takes action. Even if there is fear, they overcome that fear. They are courageous. They are brave. They are balanced within trusting their intuition, but from a place of logic. But they're not letting their head rule them as far as holding them back. They don't second guess themselves. They take authority over themselves. They are that leader. They take action, and they are consistent, and they are present. And that consistency, that stability, and that presence is what is going to win the divine feminine over. That is what the divine feminine is going to allow for, and nothing else. And they know it. So until they are able to provide for themselves in that consistency, stability, and presence, they're recognizing that Perhaps that's why they're holding themselves back, because perhaps the divine feminine isn't going to welcome them back. But they're moving through that. They're moving through that sense of forgiveness. They're creating stability for themselves, and they are really allowing themselves to acknowledge their emotions, particularly for the divine feminine. Okay, divine feminine. I'm going to use the same deck, divine feminine. We have the Empress. That's this energy here. She is really standing in her sovereignty, in her self-empowerment, in her divine light and sacred self. She is the Empress. How are you feeling towards the Nine of Coins as well? She is stable on her own. She is feeling independent. Again, remember in the beginning we talked a little bit about feeling maybe detached from the masculine, but in a healthy way. That's this energy here. She is really standing in her power, where she is just recognizing her wholeness, recognizing her sovereignty, recognizing her sacredness, and recognizing her place in the world, not needing anything from anybody. When you're in a healthy partnership, you don't need, as far as you don't take, but you offer to each other, you support each other, you're there for each other, you're loving each other. There's that equal reciprocity, that equal give and take. So what's happening here is she is really recognizing her own wholeness in a much more secure and healthy way than she ever had in the past. How's she feeling towards the divine masculine? How's she feeling towards the divine masculine, the devil? This feels like having cut the ties. When I see the Empress, the Nine of Coins, and the Devil energy, I feel like it's almost like this is in reverse. It's like having cut the ties of that attachment, that obsession, that need. Clarify the Devil, please. How is she feeling towards the divine masculine? The Hermit and the Fool. Yeah. So she is, it's very much like that. What I like about this, the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. This is that success energy. I feel like she has really needed to battle. She's battled herself on this journey, especially when it comes to her divine masculine. She's battled her doubt. She's battled the 3D versus what she's feeling inside of herself. I should say the illusion of the 3D. She's battled the illusion of separation to recognize that union is always within and she's always in union, that separation is an illusion. She's battled so much on her journey when it comes to this connection. What's happened is she's reached success. She's reached victory. This is success and victory. And so that's where this devil energy is coming in, the reverse energy. And reverse, I mean, it's like the opposite of what the devil usually means. She's released the attachment. She's released the obsession. She's released that need. She's released that in many cases, even like the trauma bond or the karmic bond. Because even if you're twin flames, even if you're divine counterparts, sacred partners, whatever label you want to apply to it, you can create your own karma within your connection with your counterpart. Just by, triggering each other and doing the healing journey together, you can create, if you're not consciously aware of the healing that you're doing together and working on that consciously together, then you can create your own karma cycle. And so you've released that energy. And what's happening is there is intuition being followed, trusting your own inner guidance for this new beginning. And you might not be able to see where it's headed or what the next moment will bring or what the connection is leading to or how it's unfolding or what that means, especially for your physical world. But you know that there's a new beginning and you're trusting the new beginning. The Hermit is you are following your inner guidance. You are just trusting your inner guidance. And in many ways, you're trusting the masculine energy. But it's the masculine energy within you. And as you trust the masculine energy within you, you will feel safe and stable enough to trust an outer masculine. And I say an outer masculine, whether it's your sacred partner or whether it is another conscious masculine in the same highest frequency. It's masculine energy as a whole is what they're saying. Trusting the masculine energy as a whole, which we have not been able to do on this planet as a whole because of the distorted templates. Okay, let's get a little bit of romance in here. I haven't done this in a while. If you did miss it, I have a collective message about sacred partners using this deck that I just posted a couple of days ago, so you can make sure that you check it out again on my Instagram, Facebook, and on the community posts here on YouTube. Just click on the community tab to make sure that you're not missing anything. Divine Masculine, how are you feeling towards your Divine Feminine at this time? Wow. We have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate, higher level soulmate, sacred partner, twin flame, whatever label you want to apply, this is your feminine. This is your partner. This is your true love. And engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment, wanting this partnership, wanting this relationship, this commitment, wanting this union, wanting to be with each other. Your Divine Masculine wants this, or at least is feeling the pull towards this connection. Divine Feminine, how are you feeling towards, and I'm getting called to show, look at how close these two are. Look at how they're holding hands. Look at how they're embracing each other. They want to embrace you. Metaphorically, literally, they want to open themselves up to this connection where they had once held themselves back. It's been a while since I've channeled that. I don't know what to make of it. I've personally been battling with my mind and my heart, with my ego. My ego is still in this place where, like, I don't want to believe because I'm so tired of believing. But at the same time, I am so open to whatever the universe is bringing forth. And I can only remain present. And in that presence, there's been peace. And so even as I'm doing readings, like I have no idea what's going to come out when I'm channeling. And so even as I'm doing this reading, I just want to be like, this is crap. I don't believe it. And yet, all along my journey, as I've channeled, I've needed to trust what I'm channeling. And so that's where my surrender is. I just have to trust what comes through. And, you know, what I've channeled on my pages, on my channels, is stuff that I've never heard from other readers, from other channelers. So I've really learned how to trust myself. But when I'm seeing this, man, it's hard. It's hard. I don't want to believe it, but there's something in my soul that is really speaking to this. So, you know, whether Divine Feminines, if you're in the same place of doubt, know that whether this is the person that you thought was your sacred partner, or whether this is another conscious masculine, this is love that is available to you to receive. All right. Divine Feminine, how are you feeling towards your Divine Masculine? We have release your ex. You know what, I'm gonna, because I feel like that was based on what I was just saying. Let me tune back in. Hold on. If it comes out again, we'll accept it, but let me get it. Divine Feminines, how are you feeling towards your masculine? How are you feeling towards your masculine? Flirt. Let's get another card. Flirt. Divine Feminine, how are you feeling towards your masculine? And let your friends help you. Okay, so we have flirt and let your friends help you. I feel like this is you just opening up and socializing. I feel like this is you just being, again, in your present energy and just allowing yourself to be that lighthearted, I'm hearing the lighthearted feminine goddess that you are. Just allowing yourself to be pure joy, to be pure love, and just to be, period. Allowing yourself to be very present and in the energy of love. What I'm actually hearing is a specific message. The bottom of the deck, we have free yourself. You guys have been on a very difficult journey. It's been difficult for both counterparts. But Divine Feminines, I'm speaking specifically to you. You've been on a very difficult journey of healing, conscious healing. You have been conscious of your journey. You have been conscious of your connection with your counterpart from the very beginning. You might not have understood it in its entirety, and you might still not. You know, this is a journey that is constantly evolving and transforming. It's non-linear. It's unexpected. It is continuing to evolve and unfold, and as such, our understanding grows. But it's been difficult because of the consciousness that we've had along this journey. We've been aware of the healing that's been taking place. We've been aware of what separation means. We've been aware of what union means and what it means to bridge that energy. We've been aware of the pain. We've been aware of the hope, the knowing, the promise that we've held within ourselves. We've been aware of the illusion. And as such, that has been very difficult for us. Now, it's almost like through this shift that we've experienced, this awakening that we've experienced, this uprising into our highest self, we have released that past journey of pain, and we are allowing ourselves to just be in the energy of love and joy. That's what this feels like. And I feel like this is a higher heart ascension energy that we've been channeling, that we really want to connect with our divine masculine again. No longer in a connection of, there might still be triggers, but working consciously together, not promoting the pain, not perpetuating the cycles of pain, but really just being in the energy of harmony and love. And any challenges and any obstacles and any patterns, we consciously choose together with your counterpart, consciously wanting to choose to work together to heal in a conscious, loving manner. That's this energy here, where you are looking at your connection in a more lighthearted way. It's not flirting as in, mindless flirting of the old paradigm, of the old template of what we know flirting to be. This is, I'm also hearing, well, yes, I want to flirt. I want to have that fun. I want to have that romance. So yes, you are feeling that towards your divine masculine, where you want to have that flirty fun, but it's in a very sacred manner. Again, just like the divine masculine, recognizing that sex isn't just sex. It's not just a physical act. It is a very sacred pursuit. That's this energy here. Flirting is not just flirting when you're with your sacred partner. It is a very fun, lighthearted, sacred energy. And so that's where divine feminine is feeling towards the masculine. She's really wanting to just be in that energy, that lighthearted energy of socializing as well. So she's really wanting to get out there and just not flirt with everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm saying with her masculine, she's wanting to be part of the world with her masculine, rather than that secluded energy of healing that she'd been in the past. Really interesting energy. All right, let's get a little bit more using the Love Story Oracle and see, what do we need to know about this connection? What do we need to know about, or what does the divine masculine need the feminine to know? Let's do it like that. What does the divine masculine need the divine feminine to know? What does the masculine need the divine feminine to know? Oh, look, he got flirt too. He's reciprocating this. He wants this too. Can you guys see that? Oh, wait, there it is. Flirt. I'm looking up here for it. Flirt. And then we have hope. So I feel, and you see this cosmic coming together. I feel like the divine masculine is mirroring this. He's wanting that too. He's wanting to flirt with you, to romance you, to just have this beautiful, it's almost like this. It's almost like a reboot. It's almost like he wants the connection how it should have been when you were activated to ascension, when you first met each other. It's almost like, because when this connection didn't go according to a linear timeline, we all believed in the love story. We all believed that twin flames, sacred partners was a journey of a romantic journey. And it's so much more than that. And we really had to come to accept that. And so it's a love story, but it is an ascension love story. It's about growth. It's about expansion. It's about evolution of the soul. It's about love, but in a very different way than we ever thought or imagined love stories to be. So it's almost like wanting to start over to get it right. Not to get it right. I don't want to say it like that. They're actually saying not like that. They're saying, when you first met, you were activated to ascension, and it created all the triggers, and it created all the healing and the growth and the expansion that you've been through. And that's not to say that you're not going to continue to grow together. That is what ascension is. And as ascension partners, you're going to continue to grow and expand together, but in a much more harmonious way, in the way that you had wanted to when you were first activated, that you had hoped for when you were first activated. That's what you both want. I feel like that's what your divine masculine is wanting. He's wanting to almost like start over and do it right. You had triggered all the old templates and all the old pain in each other, all the old patterns and trauma within each other, and it held you back from what you truly wanted. It held you back from being the divine aspects of yourself. And so now it's like, now that you're rising into that divinity and recognizing the sacredness of yourself, and now that you're in the highest version of yourself, or you're entering into the highest version of yourself and embodying that level of consciousness and that higher frequency, it's almost like you want to start the story over, like almost like rewrite the story in that higher frequency, start over, this reboot energy. Your divine masculine is thinking about this. I feel like they want to not just flirt with you lackadaisically, nonchalantly. It's not like that. They're really recognizing, again, coming back to this card, really recognizing the sacredness, wanting to honor this connection that they had not been able to do in the past. They were not able to honor you in the past. They were not able to honor divine feminines. They were not able to honor themselves. They were not able to honor this connection. Now they want to restart this connection. They want to start over from this new higher place of sacredness, of honoring each other. It's really, and I feel like this hope card is like they're hopeful that they'll have this second chance. Really nice. Yeah, because look, there's newfound respect. This respect is that energy of honoring. So it's not just nonchalant flirtation. It's not just like that distorted template of old. This is a new level of honoring each other. The flirt energy is just having fun. No, how do I say this? It's not just having fun with each other casually. This is lighthearted energy, playful energy, honoring, respecting each other in committed partnership, in committed relationship, in the sacred union. That's what this is. It's beautiful. Divine Feminine, what do you want to say to your Divine Masculine about this connection? What do you want to say to your Divine Masculine, Divine Feminines? Divine Feminine, what do you want to say to your Divine Masculine? Guarded. It's going to take a lot, she's saying. It's going to take quite a bit for me to trust and for me to put down that guard again. She's willing to do it, I'm hearing, but it's going to take consistency, presence, and stability from the masculine in order for her to really drop that guard again. I feel like she has an open heart, and that's what she's been learning on this journey. She's been learning how to have that open heart and not guard herself. And so when I say that she's guarded, it's she's not blocking herself and she's not blocking the connection. Her heart is very much open, but she demands more. Because she knows that she deserves more. This is her not abandoning herself or betraying herself anymore. This is her honoring herself. And as such, she demands the masculine to honor her as well. Anything else? Divine Feminine to the Divine Masculine? Anything else? Yeah, because she's recognizing her self-worth. Like I said, she knows that she's deserving of the sacredness of who she is. And again, open up. She knows that she's open. Her heart is open. There's always forgiveness and love there. That's this unconditional love that she holds. But she also holds that unconditional love for herself. That's that self-worth. That's what this journey has really taught her. That's what her masculine has really shown her. Not to abandon herself, not to betray herself, but always to honor herself. And so it's not that she's blocked. It's not that her guard is just completely like over her heart. But she's saying, you know what? Only step in if you're going to step up. That's this new energy for the Divine Feminine. Wow, okay. Let's get, I'm going to use this one. Let's get it written on the heart deck. I haven't used these in a while. This is my written on the heart deck. It's available on my Etsy shop, along with a number of other tarot and message decks. So what does the masculine want to say to the Divine Feminine? What does the masculine want to say to the Divine Feminine? Masculine to feminine. I'm always with you across all space and time. Feminine to the masculine. Every road brings me back to you, and you're my friend, my lover, my heart, my desire. Divine masculine at the bottom of the deck, please open your heart to me. All right, you guys. I'm going to say this one too. Our love is a miracle. That's going to be that union energy there that's coming through. All right, you guys, I hope this resonated with you. I will be back next week with some more. Make sure that you stay tuned this weekend for some written channelings, again, on Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTube community tabs. But we'll be back next week with some more video readings. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and we'll see you next time. Bye.